What's up, guys? Knowledge is self-determination. So, I decided to make this video here today because of this particular interaction that I had with this individual on my video about this particular subject here. You guys all remember the Rich Piana, whatever the fuck his last name is, in his statements about, in his statements using the N-word, so on and so forth. And I don't know if a lot of you guys remember who or know who this kid is right here. I'm not saying the names, I'm just reading it, or rather letting you read it for yourselves. Basically, as you can see from the title, I'm basically calling these dudes white supremacists for the most part because of their attitudes towards black people and other things. Just check out the video, you'll see what I'm talking about. Now here, this person here from this particular YouTube channel decided to comment on my video, and as you can see, they wrote a fucking thesis paper. And we're not gonna read this word for word. I wouldn't do that to you guys. But I skimmed through it, and like I said, I skimmed through it. I probably did read all of it, but I kind of speed read through it for the most part, trying to pick up on certain topics and things that jumped out at me. And the first thing that jumped out at me was the first sentence. Why is, in quotes, white supremacy an issue in a white-founded country? Next sentence. What even is the term supremacy? Let's focus on that first sentence, that first question for a second. Why is white supremacy an issue in a white-founded country? Why is it an issue? Basically, what this person is implying is that there is no such thing as white supremacy. And any black person who is talking about white supremacy and or complaining about it is a crybaby for the most part, right? That first sentence right there let me know that you either are the biggest buck dancing Uncle Ruckus ass black person on the planet, or at least one of them, you getting your Jesse Lee Peters on, or you're not black at all. I'm strongly convinced that this person is not black. I haven't watched any of this person's videos because I'm not going to give you the viewership. Quite frankly, I'm not going to support what you do by watching your videos at all, because the fact that your first sentence was worded the way that it was lets me know that you have to be full of shit. Why is white supremacy an issue? Well, in a white-founded country, right? So let's now, did my immediate reply to that? Let's see, found it. Let's see, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, here we go. Please explain how you can found a country that people already lived on for centuries. If you can found a land that people already live on, then I discovered Atlanta when I was 6. That was basically my my reply to that particular idiotic comment. Because think about it. Now, mind you, this person said founded a country, right? Let's see. So their response to my response was, let's see, you fucking conquered them. That's what is done by technologically superior people, regardless of race. This has happened in every country, blah, blah, blah. That same old white supremacy spiel about, well, everybody's has had to deal with slavery. Every race of people has had to deal with slavery. But the transatlantic slave trade, the chattel slavery of African people and people of African descent was by far the worst slavery experience ever. First, it was the worst experience of slavery that any people had ever been subjected to on the face of this fucking planet. Without a doubt, hands down, the worst. Chattel slavery was the worst form of institutionalized slavery. In fact, I think chattel slavery was the first form of institutionalized slavery. America wrote laws to protect the slave trade. They wrote laws to protect it. They didn't abolish slavery until 1965. In fact, they didn't even abolish slavery. But black people in America didn't become free, quote unquote free, until 1965. The 13th Amendment did not eradicate slavery. If you're a black person and you do not understand this fundamental point, then you have failed yourself and the rest of your people as a quote unquote black person. If you do not understand the letter of that particular amendment in the Constitution, slavery is illegal unless it's for conviction of a crime. The 13th fucking Amendment. It is not that difficult. You understand? They didn't ban slavery or outlaw it. They made it illegal unless you commit a crime. So when you get arrested, your ass is a slave. You forfeit your quote unquote rights. They didn't. You understand what I'm saying? So for a quote unquote black person to be so ignorant as to make this first sentence right here, let me know that this person was completely full of shit. Now all of this filler here, all of this shit that they typed was to try and make themselves appear to be smart and liberal. You know what I'm saying? And on the side of whatever the fuck they think they're claiming, whatever ideology they're claiming. All of this shit is so that this person, listen, if you got a good point to make, you don't need to talk this fucking much. On somebody's comment section, get the fuck out of here, man. Your first sentence completely threw me off. But let's continue on. In fact, I should have done it this way. You fucking bastard. Let's see. Let's go to the advice, y'all. Right? White supremacy doesn't exist. Philando Castile. Tell his mom that white supremacy doesn't exist in a country that allowed him to be slaughtered by a white supremacist race soldier and not be convicted. Why? Because white supremacy is slowly or has completely enacted the Casual Killing Act. But white supremacy doesn't exist, right? Let that person tell it. This sister here, young sister, beautiful young sister, just graduated from high school. This guy turned himself in. He committed a heinous act. He shot her in the head because of a traffic dispute. They were both trying to merge into the same lane. This dude pulled around to the side, shot this woman in the head, and kept on driving. Car drifted off the road and crashed. What about the black valedictorian who was forced to share her title with a Caucasian student who had a lower GPA? And on top of that, this white girl was allowed to give her valedictorian speech first before the black woman. Mind you, this is all in Mississippi, a state that still has segregated schools and segregated counties. White supremacy doesn't exist? Are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me? Let's see. What about this? This guy harassing this kid for jaywalking, right? What about that? White supremacy doesn't exist. Here's that story. This Bianca Robertson, I'm sorry, shot dead. Right. But white supremacy doesn't exist. Let's look at some of these stories. Look at this. Off-duty Lansing cop chokes black teen for trespassing on his lawn. He deserved to be choked for that. Innocent kid. Wasn't even putting up a struggle, really. Didn't even fight back. What about these 4 black teens who were detained for selling water? Right? White supremacy doesn't exist. You sound like this coon-ass fucker right here. White supremacy doesn't exist. What about the savage rants that white people go on against non-black people? White supremacy doesn't exist. Why would they feel so entitled to say and do the shit that they do if white supremacy did not exist? Why? This dude, Jeff Sessions, he is a white supremacist. You can look at his background. You can look at his history and see that. A man who gave the KKK props, but told him, but you got smoked pot. What did he say? I thought the KKK was a pretty good idea until I found out they smoked pot. White supremacy. The KKK, they are the epitome of white supremacy. What about Colin Kaepernick not being able to get another get signed onto another NFL team because he stood up for the injustice that black people face in this country? Right? Right? But white supremacy doesn't exist. What about what happened to Representative Al Green, who spoke out against Donald Trump, wanting him to be impeached, and the death threats that he received on his voicemail, white people calling him nigger and this, that, and the third? Are you serious? White supremacy doesn't exist. And so far as I know, nobody has gotten to the bottom of who these people were that left the voicemails. Nobody's gotten to the bottom of this. These people aren't being prosecuted for making terrorist threats. But you're only a terrorist if you're not white. I don't understand that. I don't understand it. White supremacy doesn't exist. Then what are all of these black people and these black channels talking about if white supremacy doesn't exist? What are they talking about? What are they talking about? Cynthia G. What are they talking about? This is a pretty good video right here that I watched. This is not even that long. How white supremacy sabotages black success. Tulsa, Oklahoma, one of the most highlighted examples. What about this? The experiment that the white man did, dressing up, making himself appear black and experiencing racism for himself. White fragility, right? What about this? The white fragility. Oh man, I cannot remember her name. The professor who actually the white fragility lecture. Maybe it'll actually be in. I'm not gonna play a video because I don't want to. I don't think it's actually in here though. I cannot remember her name. Maybe it'll be over here for related videos talking about white fragility. Let's see. Robin DiAngelo. Yep. As soon as I put in white fragility, Robin DiAngelo. What is Robin DiAngelo talking about if racism, white supremacy doesn't exist? And what Robin DiAngelo pretty much says is racism, white supremacy is a thing because of white fragility. That's why there is racism, white supremacy, because of white fragility. It's something that they can't even help. They like psychologically they're genetically predisposed to it, supposedly, or to some degree. Or what about Dr. Joy DeGruy and her lectures on post-traumatic slave syndrome? What are all of these people talking about if white supremacy does not exist? Does not exist. I don't need to listen to, read anything that you say when you come out of your face talking nonsense. When your first question to me is, why is white supremacy an issue in a country founded in an issue in a white founded country? What even is the term supremacy? When those are your first statements to me on a video where I'm talking about white supremacy and you are a black person, right? And you have to ask me that question, the conversation is already over before it begins. It's already over before it begins. Let's see. This is them highlighting certain points or certain things that I said in my reply to them. You know what I'm saying? But they circumnavigated a large portion of it. I talked about the 100 years of Jim Crow, the 100-to-1 ratio that's now been changed to the 18-to-1 ratio, right? But this person says that I can't refute anything that they say, but yet they cherry pick my reply to them just to make themselves appear smart. You know what I'm saying? The things that they could not deny, they decided to circumnavigate those things and talk about, let's see, we live in a country that put in its constitution that black people are 3/5 of human. Who was behind that legislation? Have you looked at the history? Man, shut the fuck up. Why would I bring it up if I haven't looked at the history? And I don't know if this person is a man or female, and it don't even matter. It don't even matter. Real talk, it doesn't matter. If you deny white supremacy exists, you are a coon. You are a white supremacist yourself. You are a black-faced white supremacist who was behind the legislation. Have you looked at the history? Yes, I looked at the history. Who was behind the legislation? The American government. White, Caucasian American government. This is what I mean. They cherry picked certain things and tried to make themselves appear smart because they did a lot of typing. You see all of this? This is to give you the illusion that they are intelligent, but they give baseless, general, vague ass answers to anything that I actually put up there, or circumnavigated certain irrefutable points altogether, but try to make themselves seem smart by coming on my channel criticizing me about criticizing white supremacy. But you claim to be a pro-black person. Man, get the fuck out of here with that dumb shit, man. You fucking conquer them. To please explain how you can found a country that people already lived on for centuries. That's not founding a country. Stabbing the people in the back, lying to them, getting them sick with pestilence and disease. You understand what I'm saying? Playing on their naivete and then ultimately driving them to the brink of extinction is not conquering them. You gained their trust because without the Native Americans, Europeans would have died on the North American continent because they didn't understand they didn't know how to cultivate the land here. They didn't understand any of that shit. The Native Americans saved their asses. But then they tried to basically, let's see. That's what technically superior. Shut the fuck up. Having every country, blah, blah, blah. Also, what does that have to do with you? Let the Indians whine about their failures. You're so fucking stupid. See, you don't even know that Indians, Native Americans, and a lot of them don't know that and deny this about their past. But these motherfuckers aren't indigenous to the North American continent. Black people, Africans, we are the original man. Our people, our genetic code is what's spread across the continent. And due to biological climatology is where you get the different phenotypes that have evolved and adapted to the current climate and so on and so forth in the lands that they ultimately settled in. The lands that are furthest away from the heat of Africa, the people became a lot lighter. They lost some of their pigmentation. The further away from the tropical climate they went, the more the pigmentation left their skin. You don't get an Indian person without Africans who traveled here long before anybody else, and the Asians who came across over the Bering Strait during one of the many ice ages that this planet has actually seen. These people cohabitated with each other to create the Native American culture. When you don't know your history, you say dumb shit like this. This is why knowing what happened in the past is important. So you don't come on to a social network platform and make a fool of yourself on someone's channel who knows what they're talking about. I'm not just pulling shit out of my ass. I'm not abracadabraing anything. I know what the fuck I'm talking about. And this person obviously does not. Like I said, this person cannot be. I'm not going to go over all this shit because this is fucking stupid, man. This is stupid. This motherfucker said only less than 2% of the white population of the continental United States, North America, owned slaves. So you're justifying slavery by talking about the quote unquote relatively low number based on perspective that actually owned slaves. So you're justifying it because it was less than, you say it was less than 2% of the population. Man, get this motherfucker out of here. I've already blocked this person, but I left the comments up on the page so people can see how fucking completely stupid some people are. Seriously. And let me see. And then the person tried to get on, oh, good luck with your 114 subs and poultry view count. Now, mind you, this person only has 131 subs. They don't have that many more subs than me. Their view count is about 22,000. My view count is a little bit over 19,000. How exactly do you make fun of my view count and my sub count when your shit isn't that much higher than mine? I'm really trying to understand it. It's not like you got 10,000 subs and shit and over 5 million views on your channel. Then maybe you could talk that kind of shit. But your channel is literally almost neck and neck with my channel. Man, get the fuck out of here, man. Come on, man. Seriously, come on. These kind of interactions. Listen, I don't mind a healthy debate. I don't even mind if people disagree with me. That can't be helped. People are never going to always see what you see 100%. It just doesn't work that way. People are individuals. But I'm showing this to you guys. Watch out for this jackass. Watch out for this person. Watch out for this channel. Watch out for them in your comment section. Especially if you are, look at this shit. Look at this sick shit. Especially if you are a black channel that talks about pro-black things. Watch out for this person because they are a fucking troll. They are going to clutter your comment section with these long ass fucking theory, fucking dissertation length fucking comments that are completely baseless. For one, this person obviously has not studied any history. And this is why I blocked you, because you're a fucking loser. You're a fucking idiot. You're delusional, and you have some sort of what is it? Superiority complex or whatever. Because you are a black Hebrew. Listen, whatever your ideology is, whatever your worldview is, I don't talk about that shit on my channel. Miss me with all that shit. Don't come on my channel spewing your black Hebrewism or none of your shit. I don't want to hear any of that shit. I don't give a fuck what you believe in. I really don't. I don't care what you believe in. People can take that however they want. I don't care what you believe in. I don't care. I don't want to know about that. If I don't bring it up in my video, I don't want to hear about it. That's plain and simple. I don't care if you're a black Hebrew. If you are a black Hebrew, it ain't doing you no fucking justice so far as your knowledge base is concerned, because you're a fucking moron. You're an idiot. You're not refuting anything that I'm saying with actual facts. You're refuting what I'm saying with your own perspective and opinion on these different issues. But this person is blocked. Fuck them. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. I'm a black Hebrew. I know my true enemy. And everything is the Caucasian Jewish fault, the Ashkenazi Jews. Everything is their fault, and the Holocaust didn't exist to this person. Man, stay the fuck off my page, man. I don't know if you are a chick or a dude, and it don't even matter. Just stay the fuck off my page. Like, seriously, you're a clown, and I want everybody to see that shit. Because the nature of a troll is, you'll probably come back to my channel in another way, shape, or form, and why you'll probably see this video. Stay the fuck off my channel, man. Your ass is blocked, and this is why I blocked you. Because I care about my people, and I want to talk about things that affect us as a whole. Why is white supremacy an issue in a white-founded country? If anybody responds to me or comments on any of my videos, and you pose a statement or a question like that, I'm just letting you know, from this point forward, I'm blocking anybody who says dumb shit to me like that, because that is fucking stupid. That's stupid. Go check out some of these other channels out here, and you'll see. Let me see. Where the brother at? The one LVZ. Another brother who is constantly on point. With, you know what I'm saying? Putting black history or white supremacy out there. Know what I mean? Let's see. Just check out some of his videos, man. He talks about Bianca Robertson also. Check out this brother's videos, man. Especially the ones talking about issues pertaining to race. Check him out. The one LVC is a smart brother, man. Like, real talk. He's a real smart brother. White supremacy doesn't exist. Get the fuck out of here. You really need to get your knowledge base up. Don't look. This is the equivalent of a motherfucker coming to a gunfight with a knife. You brought a knife to a gunfight. You're not ready for any of this shit. You're a clown. You don't know what white supremacy is. You believe that white people founded a country that our people had known about for tens of thousands of years before these fuckers even realized that the world was a sphere and not a disc floating through fucking space like a frisbee. That's what they thought. The world was flat. And if you go too far, you fall off the edge. That is the thinking of Caucasians. Our people had already circumnavigated the planet before they knew any other people existed on the planet. Why is white supremacy an issue? Man, get your dumb ass out of here.